Hey guys, we're back with another update video. I made a video yesterday after hours. There were a few errors in it, so I'm going to re-upload and re-record that video, which is this one. So it's actually Saturday morning, 9:10 a.m. And if you remember from my last videos, we had some AMD cash secured puts that expired yesterday, end of day. But overall, it was a bad day for the market, right? I mean, everything was red. There's a few stocks here and there that are just barely in the positive, but it was just a bad day overall yesterday. I think it's because Trump tweeted out about possibly starting up another trade war with China, so that sent the markets going down. But it was just a bad day in general because it was Friday, so that means there were expirations for options contracts. So if you had call options expiring tomorrow, it was not a good day for you. If you had put options expiring tomorrow like I did, it was an okay day for you depending on how you want to look at it. But if you remember my positions on AMD, so AMD started the day yesterday down. It started at around 51 and some change, and it ended the day a little over around the 49.88 mark. Then after hours, it just kind of hovered around the high 49s, low 50s. So if you remember my positions on AMD, I had sold cash secured puts on AMD with strikes of the $48, $51, $52, and $53. And I actually had two contracts of the $51 positions. So what that means is, since AMD closed around $49, I got assigned both of these contracts at $51 a share. So that's 200 shares at $51 each, 100 shares at $52 each, and another 100 shares at $53 each. So total, I currently own now 400 shares of AMD. And if you want to figure out what my average price is, so I have 100 at 51 each, another 100 at 51 each, 100 at $52 a share each, and another 100 at $53 a share each. If you divide that by 4, my average stock price for AMD is $51.75 per share. So let's say we just write that down, $51.75 a share. But if you remember, I also collected premium along the way. So that's technically not accurate. But I like to think of it, I like to use this number so I know at what level to sell the covered calls on next week. But if you remember, I received $22 in premium for the $48 put. I received $53 each for both of these, so that's $106. I received $70 for this one, and I received $150 for that one. So technically, I'll just subtract. I'm going to divide this by 100 because that's per share. I'm sorry, that's not right. So I received $348 in total premium for these 4 options. So I spent $5,100 plus $5,100 plus $5,200 plus $5,300 for my 400 shares. So I spent $20,700 to acquire my 400 shares of AMD. But like I said, I just received $348 of premium this week. So really, I only spent this much. Then if I divide that number by 400 shares, that's kind of my cost basis. It's $50.88 roughly. So I mean, we could even take this a step further because I sold cash secured puts on AMD the past 2 weeks, and that was for an additional, I think, $11 the first week because I was just testing it out, and then $76 the following week. So if I really wanted to, I could factor those in and further reduce my real cost of AMD shares. But I like using this 5175 number just as a quick ballpark, and I like to consider the premium as kind of cash that's already in my pocket and I don't want to worry about it. So since AMD is currently trading at $50.09, I'm technically down on my position, right? And that makes sense because I got to sign those shares. So to figure out how much I'm down, let's say I own them at $51.75 on average, but now they're currently $50.09. That means I'm down $1.66 per share. So times 400 shares. So technically, I'm $664 in the hole right now. I mean, I'm hoping that AMD goes back up. That's the primary reason to sell the wheel strategy or do the wheel strategy on this stock. So what my goal is come Monday morning is I'm going to start selling a covered call or multiple covered calls on AMD. So let's say, let's clear that. Okay, so let's say I want to pick a strike price that's above 51.75, right? So I could pick 52, and then that way I'll get $281. Oh, sorry, that's I'm on the wrong side there. We want to sell calls now. So let's say I pick $52 strikes. So then I would receive $69 in premium. I mean, this number is going to change come Monday morning at open. It'll probably go down a little bit, but let's just say for right now that's real. So if I wanted to sell all 4 contracts that I own, or all 400 shares, 69 times 4 contracts, I would receive $276 in premium. Plus, because I own them at 51.75 and I would sell them at 52 if it gets to 52 or above, that's 25 cents per share in stock appreciation. So times 400 shares is $100. So really, I would get $100 in appreciation of the stock price plus $276 in total premium. So if AMD gets to $52 or higher by next Friday, I would bank or profit $376 and get my shares called away to free up all that collateral now. Now I could play around with this and let's say, you know what? I want to be really bullish on AMD and I think it's going to go up to 55 by Friday. I'm going to collect a lower premium. I would only collect $88 because 22 times 4 in premium. But the bulk of my profit is going to come in the appreciation of the stock price because, like I said, I'm going to sell it at 55 if it gets to that point. I bought it or I own it at 51.75. So that would be $3.25 of profit per share times 400 shares. So that's $1,300 in profit just from the stock going up, plus the $88 in profit from the premium. So let's say all goes well and AMD gets to $55 or higher, I would make $1,388 in profit next week. Now, you might be wondering, well, what's the risk in this strategy? Well, the risk is, let's say AMD just absolutely rockets and goes to $60 by Friday. Well, I'm forced to sell it at 55. So you could say I lost an extra $5 in profit per share. And I put lost in air quotes because, you know, those are unrealized gains. So this is almost a guaranteed profit if AMD gets to 55 or above. Now, the worst case scenario is, let's say AMD goes down or stays the same or doesn't get to 55. Well, I still get to keep my $88 in premium and I still get to keep my 400 shares of AMD, so I can repeat this process again next week. So that's my strategy right now. I'm going to start selling covered calls. I'm trying to decide on how far out I want to go, because if you go for longer strikes, like this, longer expiration dates, let's say you go to June 19, for that same $55 strike, you can see the premium is much higher. And that's because you're giving the stock more time to get to that level. So the premiums are always going to go higher. But it all depends on what you think the stock is going to do, because if you give the stock that much time, maybe it'll go to $70 by June 19th. And then you're really kind of missed out on some gains if you agreed to sell it at 55. You can always close the position out early. I mean, we'll talk about that next time to see what the stock does this coming week. But that's my strategy so far. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I've been answering every single question and comment so far. Give this video a like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views so I can monetize this channel. And as always, happy trading and thanks for tuning in.